Hello, guys. Hi in advance. I know we'll be meeting tomorrow, but I just wanted to pop in here and give you a little information about how this class meets. Now, as you might have seen online, the format says Zoom. And so that means that we're meeting in a Zoom capacity. Now, unlike maybe asynchronous Zoom classes that you've taken in the past, this is a synchronous Zoom class, right? So what does that mean? That means that this class meets at a regular time every week, and that you are expected to be present and to participate in that class. It's like a face-to-face class, except we meet on Zoom. Now, I will be holding the class in B210 here on the Highlands campus. So even though it's a Zoom class, and so you're free to come only in the Zoom capacity if that's something that you want, I also will be in the classroom, right? So if you want to show up in person in the classroom, that's also totally okay. So either way, you want to be present. You either want to show up in B210, or if you want to show up via Zoom, that's okay. Now, here are a couple of things though to know if you decide to show up via Zoom. And it's things that maybe some things maybe are obvious and other things are not, right? So this is a class. That means that when you show up via Zoom, it means you have to be seated at a desk with the ability to take notes, just as if you were in an in-person class, right? That's how you need to do this. So you can't show up for Zoom while you're working, for example, or while you're riding a horse, or while these things have happened, or while you're doing other things. I've had students show up for these classes in all sorts of different types of ways. But you have to be seated at a computer with the capability to do Zoom with your camera on, and the camera has to stay on at all times. You can turn it off if you want to go to the restroom and come back or something like that, but it really should only be for a short period of time. You're expected to be present and in the Zoom with your camera on for the duration of the class. Unlike other classes where it's just like a lecture class where you just have to listen, this is a really hands-on class. So you're expected to really do active participation. Most of what we consider to be the kind of lecture part of class is not done in class, it's done outside of class. So you're expected to watch videos and be prepared to come into class and participate actively in the assignments that we're doing together. So that's one of the reasons why it's not quite like a regular class where you can just listen to it while you're doing other things. You have to really be participating in the structure of the class. And here are a couple of other things to know. Like I said, I want you to have your camera on the whole time that we are in class together. And so what does that mean? It means that I want you to be dressed with clothes on, not just like wearing a blanket or, not having a shirt on or whatever it is, right? I want you to be wearing clothes with your camera on and with the ability to participate in the Zoom meeting. Okay, so those are some things to kind of remember. Now, the book that we are doing this semester is Juntos. Since it's a Zoom class, you can buy it in one of two ways, right? You can either have it as an ebook, that's a possibility, and you can get that ebook directly on Cengage.com, or you can get it through the bookstore, whichever you choose. Or you can have the paper copy if you want. They're available down in the bookstore, and that kind of thing. Now, the ebook is cheaper, but it's really whatever you want to do, right? The other things that I would just note about this class is that there are things that you're meant to be doing every week. So you have something called tarea, which is just the Spanish word for homework. And those work are things that you have to be doing on a weekly basis. They're often not much. There may be like 20 or 30 minutes out of the entire week that you're meant to be doing those assignments, but they're just a little additional thing to kind of get you exposed to Spanish outside of the classroom. Another thing that I would say is that you also have lab videos that you're supposed to be doing outside of class. That's because this is a 4-credit level class. So you have those kind of lab component that you're meant to be doing outside of class in order to complete that 4-credit level component through the state. that's just something that we have to do. I choose to do it by having you watch short lectures outside of class so that they can prepare you for what it is that we're going to be doing in class together. And you have a little homework attached that's embedded into the video. So those are things that you'll have to be doing starting in the second week of class. You don't do it right now. But remember, tomorrow, whenever we meet together, you will be required to show up via Zoom at 1 o'clock, which is the scheduled time of our class. You will be expected to be present from 1 to 2:40 the entire time that we have class together. And this will be the expectation every Tuesday, Thursday for the entire semester, unless we have an exam. So on weeks that we have exams, you are not required to come to class, as the exams are often very extensive and time consuming. And so they take up what would be the equivalent of 2 class periods. So those weeks you're not required to come to class, but on weeks that are normally scheduled weeks, whenever we're just working together, you must show up to class in the Zoom from 1 to 2:40 every Tuesday, Thursday for the entire duration of the class. Okay. Or you can show up to B210. But if you show up to B210, I would just also recommend that maybe you bring your computer and some headphones so that you can also participate in the Zoom. Okay. All right. I hope that we will have a great semester together. I'm looking forward to getting to know each of you, and I will see you all tomorrow in the Zoom. Bye.